the Malamute Saloon, the kid that handled the music box was hitting a ragtime tune. And back in the bar, in a solitaire game, sat Dangerous Dan McGrew. Watching his luck was his light of love, the lady known as Lou. Then, out of the night, which was 50 below, and into the din and the glare, there stumbled a miner, fresh from the creeks, dog dirty and loaded for bear. He looked like a man with a foot in the grave, and scarcely the strength of a louse, but he tilted a poke of gold at us on the bar, and called for drinks on a house. There was none could place that stranger's face, though we searched ourselves for a clue, but we drank to his health. Although the last man's drink was Dangerous Dan McGrew. Now there's men that somehow just grip your eyes and hold them hard like a spell. Such was he, and he looked to me like a man who had lived in hell, with a face most hair and a dreary stare of a dog whose day is done. He watered the green stuff in his glass till the drops fell one by one, and I got to wondering who he was and wondering what he'd do. And I turned around, and there, watching him, was the lady known as Lou. His eyes went rubbering round the room, and he seemed in a sort of a daze, till at last that old piano fell in the way of his wandering gaze. The ragtime kid was having a drink. There was no one else on the stool. The stranger stumbled across the room and flopped down there like a fool. In a buckskin shirt that was glazed with dirt he sat. I saw him sway. Then he clutched the keys in his talon hands. My God, but that man could play. Have you ever been out in the great alone, when the moon was awful clear and the icy mountains hemmed you in with a silence you most could hear, with only the howl of a timber wolf as you camped there in the cold, a half-dead thing in a stark dead world, clean mad for the muck called gold, while high overhead, green, yellow, and red, the north lights swept in bars. Then you hunt what the music meant. Hunger, and night, and the stars. Oh, hunger not of the belly kind, that's banished with bacon and beans, but the gnawing hunger of a lonely man for a home and all that it means. A fireside, far from the cares that are, four walls and a roof above, and oh, so crammed full of cozy joy, crowned with a woman's love. A woman dearer than all the world, and truer than heaven is true. God, how ghastly she looks through her rouge, the lady known as Lou. Then the music on a sudden changed, so soft that you scarce could hear, but your life had been looted clean of all that it once held dear. That someone had stolen the woman you loved, that her love was a devil's lie, and your guts were gone. The best for you was to crawl away and die. 'Twas the crowning cry of a heart's despair, and it thrilled you through and through. I think I'll make it spread, monsieur, said Dangerous Dan McGrew. The music almost died away, when it burst like a pent-up flood, and it seemed to say, repay, repay, and my eyes went blind with blood. The thought awoke of an ancient wrong, and it stung like a frozen lash. The lust awoke to kill, to kill. Then the music stopped with a crash. And the stranger turned, and his eyes, they burned in a most peculiar way. In a buckskin shirt that was glazed with dirt, he sat. And I saw him sway, and then his lips went in and kind of a grin. And he spoke, and his voice was calm. "Boys," says he, "you don't know me, and none of you care a damn. But I want to state, and my words are straight, I'll bet my poke they're true, that one of you is a hound of hell. And that man is Dan McGrew." I ducked my head, the lights went out. 2 guns blazed in the dark. A woman screamed. And when the lights went up, 2 men lay stiff and stark. Pitched on his head and pumped full of lead lay dangerous Dan McGrew. While the man from the creeks lay clutched to the breast of the lady known as Lou. Well, those are the simple facts in the case, and I guess I ought to know. Some say the stranger was crazed with hooch, and I'm not denying that, so I'm not so wise as lawyer guys. But strictly between us two, his woman that kissed him and pinched his poke was the lady known as Lou.